In today's episode, which is episode 3 of my Aglaonema Spotlight Series, I will be going over the Aglaonemas that have the green and white variegation. So I don't have as many in my collection as I do with like the pinks and reds. However, these white ones, they're still stunning and beautiful, and they just provide that small hint of color, if you will, for especially like a living room area or bedroom space. So I'm going to just show you mine, introduce you to some, and if you don't have it, go get it. So I purchased this one from stainalifesucculents.com, and she's based in the Fort Worth, Texas area. So please check her out, especially if you're local. And I got this about last year or so ago, and it was like a starter plant. It probably had I don't know, 3 or 4 leaves, give or take. And yeah, look at her now. She's grown so much. And for me personally, this has been an easy grower. And you know, sometimes plants where it does have like a high variegation, especially like this, it's a lot of white. I haven't had any issues with like the browning or yellowing like easy or anything like that. And I let her dry out. I water her once every 2.5-ish weeks. And she's doing good. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite white Aglaonemas. And as far as lighting, she just gets literally indirect lighting from the north window. That's another thing. Most Aglaonemas in general, they are low light tolerant. But remember, every plant needs light. Don't put them in a super dark corner. You can, but it's not gonna thrive. So yeah. Okay, next up is my not so big Aglaonema White Margin. Y'all, this poor baby. So we've been through it. She's alive. That's all that matters. And I actually have a small baby of hers that's struggling a little bit. So backstory: I purchased this plant from, it was either Lowe's or Home Depot's. I want to say Lowe's. It was like 29 bucks. And I purchased this almost 2 years ago. And she was doing good. But my Aglaonema Golden Bay, and my first Aglaonema Silver Bay, they all got the itis. The mites, the mealies, just everything you can think of. And most of them, no, actually my Silver Bay, I lost that one. My Golden Bay, she's down to 2 leaves and she's rooting in water. But this one, she's doing much better than them. So I can take that. But she's doing good. She actually has produced these 2 new stems within the last 6 months or so. And she's bouncing back. So that's what matters. And then this little baby I took from her maybe almost 2 years ago, near the time before she had her little infestation. And so, but this is her. And obviously what really drew me to this plant was the white outline, the white margin of it. It was just so unique and stunning. And of course I was like, I gotta have it. But I'm glad she's bouncing back. I probably will repot her soon in just some fresh soil mix, just to give her that extra oomph that she needs. And for her, a lot of my big Aglaonemas, I do water once a month, give or take, but usually I do let them stretch out. And she receives now direct artificial lighting from my Barina grow light, and she loves it there. And for my next Aglaonema that is green and white, this is my Aglaonema Snow White. Or you also will see this plant listed as white snow, or even I've seen it as snow. So y'all, me, Steve, and Richie were talking about this, like with Aglaonemas, it's like if one speckle is off or just in a slightly different place, like then the whole name changes for the plant. Aglaonemas can be just extremely very similar 99% of the time, but whatever. It's one of those, but it was sold to me at my local nursery as an Aglaonema Snow White. And look at her. So this one, unlike the White Joy, she has more green speckling in the center of her leaves, but the white still shines through, and also the green margin and the beautiful green stems, which I love. And so I purchased her about, I would say almost 2 years ago, give or take, and she's been doing good. She same watering schedule as my Aglaonema White Margin, once a month, give or take, and she receives indirect lighting from north facing window. And she's right here in front of my mirror, which I love because that's where I take my, outfit of the day pictures. But yeah, she's doing good right there and very easy. And once again, like with the White Joy, I haven't had any issues with her with consistent browning or anything like that.